I lost 90% of my income this week. I've lost a relationship with a girl I've been seeing for 6 months. She hates my guts. She's one of the nicest, sweetest girls. Like if this person hates you, you know you've messed up. And she says she's disappointed in me. Um, I've hit rock bottom, I would say. And this is after going to Dubai, hanging out with millionaires, people making 80K a month, people making 100K a month, people making 250,000 US dollars per month. That's 200,000 pounds. Like, if you don't know what that is, that's a lot of money. And, you know, hanging out with the Burj Khalifa, driving a buggy into the sunset in the desert, all of this stuff. And I've went from that to not here. Here would be like losing a client or two. I've done that before. Here would be like my like not hitting the gym for a week. Been there before. Here would be a girl having an argument with me. Been there, done that. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. I'm here. If 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 this is ground zero, I'm here. I'm below like ground zero. I'm rock bottom. I went from literally tripling, quadrupling my income to going to like a shell of what I once was. Like, I've got £1,000 a month now. That sounds like for some people that would be a lot, but when you go from 4K, 5K a month to $1,000 a month, bearing in mind that's £700 a month if you're in the UK, it truly puts things into perspective for you. When you have a non-bred physique, when you look like this skinny, fat little ugly little little kid that no one wants, after improving it for months, you know what I'm talking about and how I feel. And I feel like a multitude of stuff. I feel disappointed, sad, angry at myself, upset, misunderstood, not understood by anyone, to be honest, apart from maybe one or two people in my life on the same journey who've had the same rock bottom. I guess the reason for this video is I'm actually grateful, which sounds so messed up. Like, wallah, that sounds so messed up that I'm probably this is probably the worst moment of my life so far, and I feel weirdly grateful. I think the reason for that is because I've had moments where my boss has been angry with me. I've had moments where I've slacked in the gym. I've had moments where a girl's not liked me, and I've always been in that position where it's bad, but it's not bad enough, and I feel like it's bad enough now. Um, and I feel like now is the time to truly lock in and just fix the position of my life that I'm in. To put it all into context, I today woke up to a few messages by my boss who'd basically said, like, "Yo, Tal, like, where's the work I assigned you 7 days ago?" And to be quite clear, I didn't really do it. If he sees this, fuck it, I don't care. Like, he already knows I was bullshitting. Whatever. Obviously, you make some bullshit excuse up and you say, "Oh yeah, like blah blah blah, like it's done, bro. It's just like I need to get home and I just need to fix it." Fuck it. I'm accepting. I'm being a man about it, and I'm not gonna be a bitch about it. I'm gonna accept that I was chatting shit. And realistically, I'd been procrastinating heavily, um, very badly. Part of the reason for that was my income had increased. We'd just landed a client, and so it wasn't a priority anymore. This is a big mistake because I'd let one client that had just added about £1,000 a month to my income cloud my judgment and let me slack and lose the main stable, consistent source of income I've had for the past year and a half that pays in pounds, not in dollars. So you can imagine what happened after this. After obviously catching me out on my bullshit, calling BS, he basically took the work off of me. I'll do like two tasks now, um, that don't really generate any money anyway, and that's my position, man. With that, a client I closed, um, for some YouTube consulting to grow his YouTube, just strategy. That client has paid me in pounds, by the way, and after two videos, I think his expectations were just too high for YouTube, especially considering the videos were minimally edited. So that was out of my control. I will admit. The first thing, that was completely my fault. I'm not going to pretend like that was someone else's fault. That was my fault. The second thing, 100% out of my control. This client, imagine this, didn't want any editing on his videos because he didn't want to come across as a guru. I'd agreed to it. And I said, okay, well, this is going to depend on the structure of the video, which I will help with, the scripting, or like the bullet points, sorry, which I will provide, the title, the thumbnail. I provided all of these things, but the biggest thing that will matter will be your ability to convey your message across to your audience. Bearing in mind, I'm not using bullet points right now. I'm like speaking off the cusp entirely. So I would be a bit more well prepared, well put together, a bit more clear on my thoughts, and how I convey them to you right now as a person talking to a camera. But he had like a structure to follow. So it was very plug and play. Let's just say, even on the fourth take, this guy could not talk. Not talk. Boring. He's a very nonchalant guy, but very boring to listen to when it comes to a YouTube video. Very interesting as a person, very boring as a speaker on camera. So obviously, people weren't watching this video and the video got 200 views. The video following that, again, like that wasn't in my control. I fixed the title, the thumbnail, the hook, and his speaking skills were again the limiting factor, clearly, because we didn't change the editing. So I've lost that. I've pretty much mentally I've checked out of that client because he's ghosted me for 4 or 5 days. After this, I rewind about a week ago, and a girl I'd stopped seeing a little while back. Um, she just we ended up talking, just because she goes to my university, and she hates my guts. She says she's disappointed, extremely disappointed in me, and hates my guts. And where I wanted to leave that on good terms, that's not going to be left on good terms with a very nice girl. And partially it is my fault, I guess. Partially, like I've asked other people in my life what they think about the situation. I won't go into it, but they think that I'm not in the wrong. So I don't know how to feel about that, but I still feel like shit. Um, yeah, I'm now left with a monthly income of $1,000 a month. Maybe like maybe like 1,100 if I'm lucky, you know? And I feel like shit. And truly nobody will understand this feeling. No one will understand what it's like to, like, in my life, I mean, in my city, um, what I feel like right now. My family clearly won't. There's about two people in my life that I can think of that, actually have been through what I'm going through right now and can understand it. And the funny thing is, I'm actually grateful for all of this. Now, that can sound sociopathic. I agree. But I've realized that it's never been harder and hard enough for me to actually like for my back to be fully against this wall and for me to just push through and knock the wall down and just change, do a complete 180 and change my life. I've just been coasting. So the plan after hitting rock bottom is gonna hit every point that I need to hit in order to achieve what I need to achieve. There's a certain income goal I have to achieve by August for me to basically defer from uni. Basically, what that is you don't drop out. You still get to keep your place, but you get to take a gap year. Um, and I'd spoke to my parents about this, and if I hit a certain income level, then they'll allow me to basically defer. And this is another thing. I'm going to face so much social humiliation if I can't do that because I basically announced to the world that that was my plan. So we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, I still feel severely misunderstood. I don't know if this will ever reach, the sort of person that has been in my situation or can understand it. But if you do, I don't know, let me know in the comments like what you managed to do to get out of this situation, how it helped you, how it changed you. Um, and if you've made it this far, I don't know. Thanks for listening to my brain and my thoughts for 12 minutes. Cheers.